Fly ball. Yastrzemski coming in. Can't quite make connections. Northrup halfway down. Andrews was looking for him to tag, and he's back there at first base. 1,100 employees of the Foster Grant Company of Leominster are at today's game, led by Mr. Shepard. Check swing, pop, base hit. Northrup going around to third base, and Kaline is on first. Check swing, pop, single. Here's Cash batting .276 with 22 homers, 73 runs batted in. Base hit scores Northrup, and Kaline going to third base as Petrocelli takes the throw in. Runs batted in. Joe Sparmer threw him 12 pitches before he finally hit the 13th out. Cash takes it. Tom Tresh backing up. The Red Sox and the Tigers have exactly the same records, 86 and 71. The runner goes. Yastrzemski steals second base. Ball 3. High fly ball to left. Willie Horton is there. And he has it, retiring the side. No runs, no hits, and one man left on after one. Jerry has a base hit. The first hit off Denny McLain comes in the third. Jerry Moses leading off. The bunt is grabbed by Cash in the air and turned into a double play.
McLain working so quickly. Of course, last Friday night a week ago, he was exceptionally fast. He only took 4 warm-up pitches between innings. He got to work immediately. He and Ken Brett pitched the same type of ball game then, but Brett won it. LaHood down on a good pitch. Club. And all of them are here, and he saw them before the game. They're down in right field somewhere. 1-1 pitch to Yaz, and Magic has him 2 away.
And they appreciate Chuck's work, and I know Bill King does from Warwick.
Here's Petrocelli hitting the curveball to short. And it's 3 quick up and down in the 4th inning. After 4, there's no score. Too, and a lot of times didn't get maybe the credit that he deserved for all the things he can do on a ball field like that. Charged by Yastrzemski. They're not going to run on him, though. Back it goes, and they've got him. O'Brien went off the bag, and Petrocelli took the throw. So a single for There's the score at the end of 4½. Base hit to left field. O'Brien leads with a single in the 5th. Solid smash. Billy Koenig struck out in the 2nd.
Looked like Matchik had difficulty getting to the bag that time, Ned. And Wirt's throw was just a little bit high.
Base hit to right center. Scott will dig for 3rd. Here comes Kaline's arm. And it's just off to the left. Scott is safe. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Into somebody's wheelhouse, they pound it. Now you don't have to provide much of your own power to get that out of here. Fly to center field. Northrup after it. Scott will tag. Here he comes. Here comes the throw. 1-1. Lee has been in there since the 2nd inning. Romo had to leave with a bad elbow. Mike Andrews over to Scott. 1 away. Senators hanging in there. Of course, the Red Sox would like to go into Washington with a 4-game lead. And even a sweep by the Senators would not get them ahead. A Red Sox win or a Washington loss today would clinch 3rd place for Boston, at least. Strike 3. Freehan is out of there. Tom Matchik up.
How close did those wins last night put Cincinnati, Ned?
Let's see. There's Scott taking Matchik's ground ball, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and 1 left. And after 5½, it is 1-1.
They won a doubleheader from Houston, so I think they're 3 back.
Yes, they are. They're within distance. Andrews is out of there.
Doesn't he?
I don't believe that Joe thought he thought it was going to break a little more than it did.
Absolutely. When you have 2 strikes, you can't be taking the ball that close.
Matchik to Cash. Yaz is out. 1, 2, 3. Santi Romo worked the 1st inning and had to leave with a bad elbow. Good stab by Petrocelli in the air for the out. He didn't even need that throw to first base, but he made it anyway. Fine play by Rico. Grounded out, singled, and walked. Rico again. Scott gets him with a sweeping tag, and that's all in the 7th. 1, 2, 3.
Line drive, base hit to left. Rico is on with a leadoff single in the 7th inning. 2 Lewiston Daily Sun and Journal carriers at the ballpark today. They come not only from Lewiston and Auburn, but all the way from the Canadian border and from the Berlin-Gorham area in New Hampshire. There's a drive to center deep. Back goes Northrup, and he can't hold on. Rico takes the turn now at third base. He's being held up. He was halfway between second and third, but Scott now is around second, so they've got Petrocelli in the rundown. Cash is throwing the ball to Word. He makes the tag. The ball went all the way out to deep center, and Northrup got Northrup in the first single, went to third on Kaline's check swing single, and scored on Cash's clean single to right for the Detroit run. That was against Romo. Fly ball to left field. Yastrzemski will have to play this one off the wall. He does, and fires to second, not in time.
Third base, and that's probably the mix-up in the play. Invariably, you have to take a look before you get to second base to see where that ball is. First time I've ever seen George make a mistake like that.
The pitch gets away from Jerry Moses, and Northrup comes home. A pass ball. Willie Horton gets a base hit into left field. Single to left for Willie. Second, grounded to second, and struck out swinging. Freehan hit by the pitch, goes down to first base. So Horton moves to second. Hard hit, but right at Andrews. He makes the play. In the Tiger eighth, a run on a couple of base hits and a pass ball. 2 men left on. And after 7 1/2, Detroit leads 2-1. Strike called. There's Russell Justice, the Red Sox bat boy. He's been working as a ball boy out in right field most of the year. 1-1. Keith Rosenfeld, of course, is back in college. Steve Natale and Mark Menez also work as bat boys, and Russell's come along and joined the crew and is doing a fine job. 1-2. Ball 4. Tresh gets a walk. And Eddie Popowski now is going out to the mound. With the left-handed batter Northrup up there, they're going to bring on Lyle. The Stang works 2/3 of an inning and gives up the walk. And they bring Sparky Lyle into. Washington 3, Cleveland 2 after 7. The White Sox 3-0 over Kansas City at the end of 5. Minnesota and Seattle play tonight. California and Oakland will play later today. After 5 in the National League between New York and Philadelphia, no score. The Pirates lead the Cubs 4-1 at the end of 5. Houston 3, Cincinnati 2 at the end of 5. St. Louis and Montreal are scoreless at the end of 2. San Diego and Atlanta, no score at the end of 5. San Francisco and Los Angeles have not yet started. Lee Stang leaves and Sparky Lyle comes in.
This is 69 appearances for Sparky Lyle.
Line drive to right field. Joe LaHood takes it. Ball was tagged by Northrup. No runs, no hits, and a man left on. And after 8 1/2 innings of play, strike 3. LaHood is out. There's one away. The 6th strikeout for McLain, who has walked only one man, and that's Yastrzemski, who is coming up now. And in the 6th, Carl has grounded to second. Cuellar, the left-hander, and Timmerman, the right-hander, warming up for the Tigers. Right to Tresh. Fly ball deep to left center field. High off the wall. Petrocelli winds up at second, and he came within inches of number 40. He just missed it. McLain has worked 22 complete games, and they're deciding right here whether it's going to be 23 or not, or whether he'll have a shot at it, and he will. Strike 3, and Denny McLain has won his 24th game of the year as the Red Sox go out in the 9th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on. So the Tigers go back into the lead in the battle for second by 1 game. They were all even going in, but Denny McLain, in a little bit more than 2 hours, has won here today. There's the final. Detroit 2, Boston 1. We'll have a recap for you in a moment.